The Charlie Kirk Memorial took place on Sunday, and it was an absolute success. Now we're going to talk about the viewership, and that has been like historic. The way that it has been categorized right here, I think, is a very apt description. But also in setting the tone and tenor moving forward for the way that the right, conservatives, whatever collection of people and how they're going to be characterized moving forward, just how they have responded and reacted to everything that has gone down is in stark contrast to the other side of this equation. And you know what? It was a very beautiful thing to see. Now, I didn't get a chance to watch the event live because, well, if I'm just going to be completely honest, I forgot about it and I was otherwise predisposed this weekend, so I ended up catching up on a lot of the cliff notes. Some things we're not going to touch upon, like the Elon and Trump reunion that I don't really know what to make of at this point in time. It's nice and all, and I'm glad that a tragedy such as this can go ahead and inspire the rekindling of a friendship that is very beneficial to, honestly, the world if we're going to keep it a buck. But it's not the biggest takeaway from this, okay? So let's take a look at the viewership, because the Charlie Kirk Memorial viewership shatters records and makes history. Turning Point USA claims over 100 million views. Yeah, because, well, even if you just simply take a look at the amount of people that, tried to get into the event, which I also, I underestimated this. I thought it was taking place at an arena in Phoenix. I've always known this stadium to be the University of Phoenix Stadium, but forgot that it got changed to the State Farm Arena, I think, or something like that. And yeah, the place was packed to the rafters, and there were up to 300,000 people, and some geolocation data intimated at least 250,000 unique cell phones at that location. So yeah, they're not exactly upselling this too much. This isn't like a WWE type situation saying that 900 million people turned out for tonight's edition of WrestleMania. No. This was a enormous event. So the Charlie Kirk Memorial in Arizona on Sunday, September the 21st, was not only newsworthy for its content and its fervent expression of Christian faith and defiance in the face of evil, the event was also shocking to how much of the world, in terms of viewership, both online and on television stations around the world. How many people turned in, yes, for Erika Kirk's incredible... Yeah, we'll talk about that because holy shit. Like I said, I caught a couple of the cliff notes, and that right there, it's like there's one takeaway from that, and it's super powerful, man. But the numbers, Fox News on YouTube had 2.16 million views of the live stream as of Sunday evening after it all wrapped up. The AP had 1.15 million views. Charlie Kirk's X account had 3.3 million views. His YouTube channel had 6.6 million views, all on the same event. Just those four examples. Even before, yes, discussing the television ratings for the Kirk Memorial, we're looking at about 13.23 million views. And as for live viewership, you're looking at specific, depending on when people were checking in, 300,000 concurrent viewers on Charlie's page alone, 235,000 on the Turning Point USA page. I've seen other accounts with much more extensive lists, and yeah, there were several other channels accruing 6-digit concurrent viewer counts. This was a massive event, man. Absolutely massive. And honestly, it's a shocking amount of people, but it's really not a shocking turnout because over the past couple of weeks, we have really seen just how popular Charlie Kirk and his message have been, and the response everywhere you look, from sports teams memorializing the guy to just impromptu memorials themselves around the world. This is a really special thing that we're seeing, okay? But yes, on the traditional side of things, on cable television, Nielsen ratings, they'll come out within a couple of days, okay? And unfortunately, that means it could be 5 weeks or more to know what the numbers might be. Yeah, depending on Nielsen, could be next month. But overnights and fast nationals could be getting those Tuesday evening, maybe Wednesday, something like that. But however, yeah, we can likely determine a base number using recent viewership as reported by Hollywood Reporter in regards to how many people tuned in if after Charlie Kirk was taken out 2 weeks ago. Tomorrow, geez. But the show of love, appreciation, religiosity, and conservative values was blatant and obvious for the world to see. There are some bad faith actors that would go out of their way to once again double down on their warped interpretation of what Turning Point USA is, who Charlie Kirk was, and what his message will be immortalized as. You have the likes of stupid David Pakman over there. A ton of people are furious with me for this tweet. Which one is this? The Charlie Kirk funeral is absolutely disgusting, riddled with speeches that only dial up the temperature. Stephen Miller's was particularly vile. We'll take a look at a clip of that one to just see if, Pakman's onto something here. But I'm getting hundreds of replies saying, but Charlie Kirk's widow, yes, said what she said, as if that erases what Trump, Miller, and others who spewed during their eulogies. Pathetic stuff. And yeah, Stephen Miller's vile statements, his hate-filled rhetoric. Well, I'll leave you guys the clip if you want to watch it, but we can just simply read through this a little bit more expeditiously. We will prevail over the forces of wickedness and evil. They can't imagine what they have awakened. We will stand for what is good and virtuous and noble. And to those trying to incite violence and foment hatred against us, what do you have? You have nothing. You are nothing. You are wickedness and jealousy. You are hatred and are envy. You can build nothing. You can produce nothing. You can create nothing. We are the ones who build. We are the ones who create. We are the ones who lift up humanity. You thought you could kill Charlie Kirk. You have made him immortal. Well, if you want to go ahead and side with the violent murderers, I mean, that's a little bit more of an insight into your psyche, Pakman, that I think you were willing to wrestle with. But hey, man, to each their own. Or as for Trump, as he closed out the event, and it really underscores how the media isn't going to learn from this because, well, for the third video of the day, I think you know what we're going to be talking about. Their little astroturfed campaign about a terminally unfunny man getting censored, and he's a latest victim of cancel culture. Their quote-unquote free speech crusade over the weekend, yeah, they ended up getting their way, so of course they aren't going to learn anything from this, and they want to make the death of Charlie Kirk, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, a Jimmy Kimmel afterthought. But Trump's hate for his opponents can be reconciled with his faith or his oath, all because Trump made a Trump joke. Oh, this is also glorious. When President Donald Trump addressed the tens of thousands of people at the State Farm Stadium and the millions watching as well in Glendale, Arizona, gathered on Sunday to commemorate Charlie Kirk, who was shot dead September 10th while speaking at Utah Valley University. Shot dead? Assassinated. Politically assassinated. He described the 31-year-old founder of Turning Point USA as a missionary with a noble spirit and a great, great purpose. He didn't hate his opponents. But then, this is fucking rich, then demonstrating that he can't even allow the deceased to be the focus at his own memorial service. Bro, you couldn't even give this guy fucking 10 minutes. His fucking body wasn't even cold, and you were trying to use it as a means to cudgel the right and saying, oh, see, this is what happens when you guys don't turn down the rhetoric. Yeah, a fucking terminally mental leftist goes out there and shoots his political adversaries, his perceived political adversaries. But anyways, Trump interjected, that's where I disagree with Charlie. I hate my opponents, and I don't want what's best for them. I'm sorry, Erika. Looking towards Kirk's widow. Yeah, he was joking. And even if he does hate the people that wish the worst things in life for him, that actively cheered last year when he was the one who got shot in the head, yeah, I don't know, man. He's a little bit fucking fair if you ask me. But no. Focus on Trump. Focus on Stephen Miller. Focus on how disgusting and how much it just seems like a big GOP drive. Don't focus on the big takeaway. And to play this clip, it's a lot. But yes, Erika Kirk, now the CEO of Turning Point USA and the grieving widow of Charlie Kirk, goes on stage and publicly forgives her husband's assassin in easily one of the most powerful things that you were going to see in quite a long time. And she goes through a range of emotions. And honestly, yeah, it's 31 seconds. We can just play it, and I don't need the sound or anything on top of that. But you can see that she's like going through a whole bunch. And this is, it's still tough to watch, to be completely honest. And yeah, I mean, like, the whole place is like, they do a little bit of a panning shot here in a second. But yeah, it just shows that, yeah, it's very strong stuff, and they don't even want to focus on that. Instead, no. They want to say that, oh, no, she's thrown up devil horns on stage. Are you fucking like, that gets me right there, man. Yeah, it's the I love you in American Sign Language. Yeah, and you're literally trying to, once again, erase a tragedy because all of this political posturing, how you always would say, all of this right-wing violence, all of this right-wing radicalization, it was all projection. All of the evil, all of the hatred, all of the spite, all of the vitriol, comes from one side. The girl at Starbucks thought she was cute. I don't even support Starbucks because of everything they stand for with their satanic logo, but I support Charlie Kirk, so I thought, you know what, I'll get his favorite drink. Yeah, that was one of the clips that I seen over the past couple of weeks. As somebody just goes up to him after like this big heated exchange, is like, what's your favorite drink from Starbucks? Because he has a Starbucks cup on the counter, and I forget what it is. It was barely paid attention to it, but it was very nice. It was just a nice little interaction. But yeah, thank you, Starbucks, for proving me exactly why I prefer to support my small local Christian owned and operated coffee shop. Because yeah, instead of getting her name Autumn Perkins, okay, instead of getting that on her cup, she gets racist's favorite drink. The way that the media, the way that the death of Charlie Kirk is being spun by all of these leftists, all of these mass media outlets as a means to attack the right, once again shows you that they aren't going to learn anything. They're going to be the exact same scumbags they always are. But hey, like I said at the beginning, it's not just the viewership that is historic and monumental in regards to Charlie Kirk's memorial. It just shows you that the right, they have convalesced on this issue, and the response has been glorious. It has been unified. It has been historic. And so the left can continue to spiral into degeneracy, hatred, and insanity. Meanwhile, the right can be stronger than ever. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.